premier fish.
First North Carolina largemouth on a jerkbait in 20 foot of water. Not a giant, but still a bass in February. Yes, sir. Totally different colors than what we're used to at home. Oh, he really ate it. Look at that.
Montre-moi la dent. Juste reculer un petit peu, on va mieux voir.
2 pounder, 2.5 pounds. Nothing big, but it's a fish in February, so how can you complain? So we'll keep going with a little more videos. If you can see right now, what we're actually fishing is we're fishing a point that's in about 20 feet of water. The main river comes down, and then the fish are, in my opinion, are sitting on the back of this point. We're working a jerkbait over 20 feet of water and catching some fish. All right, everybody, so believe it or not, we just pulled into the back of a creek. We don't have any fish yet, but we just saw like one of the most amazing clouds of shad I've ever seen. The whole water column was full. I threw my jerkbait and I actually caught one on the jerkbait. I'm not sure the species because we don't fish shad enough up home, but I think it's a threadfin shad. And basically, I'm gonna probably go and change my jerkbait because this is what the bass are eating at this time of year. So I need something a little more silver with a blue back to it, maybe a lipless crankbait, but that's basically what we're looking for, areas where there's threadfin shad. So hopefully we're gonna start catching some fish. Hey everyone, so now it's about 10:30 in the morning. We're going to give you a little update. We just put our second North Carolina bass in the live well. Not on a jerkbait, it's a little bit of a different technique. I think we're onto something a little more interesting. We're still doing the same thing, points with a creek in the back. You're going to see a little later on. But on this point over here, there's a lot of riprap and there's actually big boat docks. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my Jig X football jig and I'm basically throwing it right around the docks, and there's a lot of rock right on the bottom coming off of the riprap shoreline, and we're just dragging it nice and slowly and then get a little hit, bring it back up. The reason why I think that the bass are moving in right along these rocks is it's warming up a lot faster than everything else in the lake. The water's only this morning about 42 degrees, so I think as the day warms up they'll become a little more aggressive, but for now we're going to work real slow along the bottom. Reason we're using a Jig X is the line tie is behind the head, so it just protects the knot, protects the line, and basically allows you to drag your football or your regular jig along the bottom without being worried about losing it. So I'm just going to basically keep dragging it and hopefully get a few more fish along this rocky bottom.
Un petit update, il est présentement 2 heures. Il nous reste environ peut-être un autre 2 heures à pêcher. On a encore seulement 2 poissons dans le live well. C'est Jason qui les a pris. Un à matin au jerkbait et l'autre sur un quai avec une football jig. Donc on continue à pêcher fort. C'est très dur en ce moment. On est au mois de février. Puis oui, il fait beau. C'est plus chaud que chez nous, mais c'est l'heure hiver ici en Caroline du Nord. Donc la pêche est vraiment très slow. On a parlé beaucoup de la cale. Ils nous disent que c'est dur. Le poisson il est encore dans le pattern d'hiver pour eux autres. Mais là, avec le beau temps qu'il y a depuis quelques jours, le poisson il monte un petit peu là, pour préparer peut-être pour le pre-spawn. Il monte sur les pointes. Mais encore là, il faut les trouver. Là. Les pointes, souvent ça drop vraiment creux. Les pointes ont toutes à peu près 30 pieds de profondeur, 30 à 40 pieds. Donc, puis ça coupe vraiment vite. Là. À 5 pieds du bord, ça tombe dans 20 quelques pieds. Donc là, vu qu'il reste 2 heures de pêche, on va faire 2-3 autres pointes avec des petits creeks. Puis on va retourner à notre premier spot de matin où Jason a poigné la largemouth avec au jerkbait. On va mieux le pêcher, on va essayer de finir la journée là. Puis après, on a une bonne ride pour retourner à la maison. Là, on va partir vers 6-7 heures. Puis on va faire ça tranquillement là pour pouvoir revenir dimanche pas trop tard. Donc on vous tient au courant, puis on va faire un autre update en finissant la journée.
So our North Carolina trip is coming down to an end. It's about 3 o'clock. We finished with 2 bass today, and I can honestly say that we're very satisfied with that. Obviously, we would have loved to catch some 5-pounders and shown you guys a bunch of video, but the reality is fishing is not easy in winter. Even though we're out here, it's February. Everyone watching at home is probably freezing their butts off right now. But the reality of it is the water temperature when we started this morning was 40 degrees. And even the locals were saying, like, you can get them, but they're tough, they're in suspension, they're deep. So me and Nick are pretty satisfied. We caught 2 fish, guys who don't get to fish often in the spring, especially not for bass. Our season only opens in June, so we don't really get any experience out here on the water at these water temperatures. And it's not like you're throwing lures at the bank and the fish are biting. So all in all, to do a resume of the day, we fished points and we fished rocky shorelines that we figured the water was warming up, or I should say the rocks were warming up, to have the fish a little more active on it. The trip is pretty much done. Like I said, Nick's got a brand new beautiful Z21 Ranger with the 250, which is the primary reason for this. We'd love to come back to North Carolina at some point. Maybe I'll be picking up a Ranger in a year or two, and we'll make the same drive. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit of a tease because we're still a few months away from our fishing season, but we're gonna have a safe drive home, and there's gonna be a lot of neat stuff coming up. We have some big things. We have HD video, like you guys saw in this video, and we have a lot of new ideas coming out for 2011. So stay tuned, and we want to hear your comments at mtlbasspros@hotmail.ca.